Grill? No one said anything about grilling humans. A skunk hissed dramatically. They don't eat me, and I most certainly will not eat them. Stop this kangaroo court. As plaintiffs, we animals speak for the earth. But who speaks for the accused? Without a defendant, it is unjust to put humanity on trial. Noel the church mouse squeaked, though I could barely hear him, as it was always his habit to whisper. Ah, but the thin tree says that man shall have dominion over the animals. Surely these words account not only for what man has done to us, but also for why he has done his crimes. Mordax the rat squeaked shrilly. Yes, but we mustn't be rash, someone shouted. Objection! I will not be made an ass! A donkey in the jury brayed scornfully. Loud bursts of bleating and tweeting, thinking and clicking, screeching and gibbering, squeaking and squealing, yipping and yapping, yowling and piping, humming and hissing, whining and weaking, quacking and oinking, cheeping and chirping, clucking and cawing, cooing and mooing, snorting and grunting, bleating and beeping, braying and neighing, trumpeted the forest. Order! I must have silence, everyone! Strix the owl hooted. Need I remind the town hall of our predicament and of why we have assembled? Humanity's technology is a growing threat, and its effect on the earth has driven our ancestors to near extinction. But now, after hearing a small sample of their sacred values, it is clear that humans do not share the same regard for our planet Earth. As demonstrated by their exploitation of our planet, humans believe they are a higher order of life, and thus we must conclude that in their eyes, non-human life is insignificant. Animals, plants, and organisms of the jury. You have heard the evidence from the thin tree as translated from the human speech. All humanity stands charged with despicable crimes against our home and against all of us. We of the Cambrian Tribunal will deliver our ruling based on your decision. We ask you now, what is your verdict? Just then, the town hall went real quiet like, a kind of quiet never heard by frisky forest folk. I was more nervous than ever before that I sat down to keep my legs from shaking. In the trial of Earth versus humanity, we, the jury of animals, plants, and organisms, deliver a sentence of guilty. My heart sank, the silence ended, and the rabble erupted, and Strix the owl gavelled and gavelled, until the frisky forest folk rabbled no more. His head twisted full round to address the Cambrian tribunal. What say you, an elm, leader of the Flora kingdom? We all stared up at the great elm tree as she lowered her boughs in agreement. What say you, Jella, leader of the Protista kingdom? We all gazed down into the dark pond as the single-celled organisms swimming within glowed twice in agreement. Then, and for some odd reason, Strix the owl glared directly at me before he spoke. In Earth's 4 billion year history, there have been 5 mass extinctions. As leader of the fauna kingdom and judge of this tribunal, it falls upon me to sentence humanity to a similar fate. Mordax, you have my authority to carry out the operation. And, Strix the Owl hooted solemnly, may history forgive what we are about to do. Cheers growled through the crowd, and I've never seen Mordax the Rat so angry and so happy. Though, I suppose when someone resents mankind the way we do, certain revenge comes as good news. Mordax the Rat climbed the highest branch before uttering sharp, triumphant squeaks. My animal, plant, and single-celled cousins. Humanity has great power, but even the ants alone outnumber humans 1,000,000 to 1. The green plants 10 to 1. So, do not think our mission impossible. The operation will succeed if we but follow these rules. A moment later, for all the animals, plants, and organisms of the Cambrian forest to see, Mordax the Rat displayed a long, thin tree of his own by fixing the scrawled roll of parchment onto an elm, the tree. I ran to the front for a closer look at what appeared to be a list of 5 rules for Operation Wildlife Haven. Rule number 1. Our worldwide attack will last 7 days, infiltrating the habitats of all humans. Rule number 2. Our jungle law is a tradition that will lead us to failure. For the next 7 days, predation, scavenging, and grazing are forbidden. Rule number 3. Using human technology is forbidden, as the fallout from a doomsday device would damage the Earth, leaving her uninhabitable. Rule number 4. Animals must do as the humans do and agree to barter their talents. Your special task will be assigned based on ability. And rule number 5. As a matter of animal security, the operation's details must remain classified among the leaders of the 3 kingdoms. Only they will dispense your assignments accordingly. After 7 days, we will return from the cradle of our ancestors to recolonize our Mother Earth without humanity. At these last 2 words, my heart sank as if hit by 2 torpedoes. My mind, having caught wind of what had happened to my heart, started running away with me when Strix the Owl tripped it up. "Katrina, Femus," he said